Hello, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Claire, and I wanted to make this podcast because I had a friend recently ask me, or actually tell me, how they're feeling down about themselves because they don't have a job and they feel insecure because they're not earning any money and they're 21 years old. So I had a talk with them last night, just left a letter, message, and they reacted to that well. And I was thinking about it today, that I should talk about this. I should tell people about my story, my experience, and specifically how over the last 9 months, I've gone from having basically no writing experience and making around $3 an hour to now make $70 an hour, 140K a year salary. And although things might change in the future, that's where I'm at now. And I want to say that it's not just like coincidence. It took, some effort of particularly working on myself and my writing specifically. So first, let's start from the beginning, which about me, I've spent the past 10 years or so after university, after I had a head injury, sort of recovering, and I felt down about myself, just like my friend does. She's 21, and I was 21 at that time, and I also didn't have a job. I also felt I had a very low self-esteem about myself, and I felt bad because I wasn't providing any income for like my family, for myself, not being able to support myself because of my health problems. And I sort of spent the past 10 years sort of lounging around, just getting by, drifting by, watching a lot of anime, and I would say it was a relaxing experience, but it was also a scary experience, just struggling every day and feeling down on myself for, the not accomplishing what I wanted to at the time. So things changed the past year, and it took believing in myself, and it took effort at first. I started out doing transcription work, annotation work, and the pay was very low and there wasn't a lot of work, but I kept trying and I kept building my resume and my experience in writing. And I would say anyone could do this in whatever topic or job, like customer service or other work that you can build upon experience, because a lot of people talk about how it's really difficult to find a job and it's difficult to find experience, but there are skills and knowledge and courses and information out there, just as I have learned writing through YouTube videos, through courses, through trying to learn about both fiction and nonfiction writing. For me in particular, I didn't have writing experience other than poetry. I spent the past 10 years writing poetry, 5 minutes a month. So that's like 60 minutes per year of writing poetry. So that's 10 hours of work in 10 years. And if I was able to get writing experience through that, then you can spend time in a day or on your weekends to build upon your knowledge that can start you to get work and jobs, so you can build in more and more experience. For me, I really wanted to write a poetry book, and I published it on Amazon. It took about 3 months between December and February. At that time, I was working some annotation work for like $20 an hour. This was after my initial transcription work. So I was building my writing experience through that. And I would say it was very challenging. Like, to publish a book is very difficult. It requires design work, it requires marketing work, writing, improvement, editing. You're basically doing a lot of jobs at once. And it helped me believe in myself, and it made me feel like my dreams weren't as hard as I thought they were to accomplish. And it gave me a lot of self-confidence and self-esteem to be able to work on that project, mostly by myself. And I would say confidence is a big thing, because just 2 days ago I had an interview for AI jobs, because I'm always working on applying to different types of work, whether it be transcription, annotation, or something writing related. And usually these days there's a lot of AI interviews, but this was an in-person call, and I was very nervous, but I had a lot of experience and knowledge I could talk about when it comes to writing and my experience the past year. So I spent most of that time, just like how I am now, speaking about it to my interviewer. And that all came from the confidence I built from publishing my book and from consistently trying to apply for jobs and then receiving those positions because of the built upon experience from earlier. So it kind of just stacks together one by one. And particularly, I never thought I would have a job where I'd get paid $70 an hour. Even when I got the position, I was very scared. There was a lot of guidelines and new types of work, business technical writing, design technical writing, that I was unsure if I was, up to the challenge or at that level. But I still tried, and I still was able to maintain a decent amount of quality in my writing. I started out working very slow, like very low amount of hours. And now I'm able to work 2 to 8 hours a day. Whereas before it was like 30 minutes, an hour a day. I was afraid to make mistakes. And as I've learned and grew more and experience on this type of work, I've built upon that confidence in both my ability to write and my self-confidence in my ability to write at that level. So that's where I'm at now. I would say I'm still learning, but I am getting by at a decent level. And even though I might not have this job for years and years, I would have the experience of knowing how to grow in a particular area. So if I want to do something else like drawing, illustration work, I'm able to do the same in the future. And I think anyone can do this. So that's how I spent my last 9 months, building upon myself, building my self-confidence, building my skill set. And this is what I talked about with my letter to my friend on how she felt down being 21 years old and didn't have a job or doesn't have a job. Is that a lot can change depending on how much you focus on building yourself. And a lot of it has to do with confidence. So I told her, and I would tell anyone who's watching this, that don't give up and don't think so little of yourself. And if you do think so little of yourself, try to build yourself up, to work on things, to have that confidence in yourself that you're able to do this project, this work, that you're able to reach your dreams or whatever dream you have, because we all have them. So yeah, thank you for staying with me if you listen to my podcast, and welcome to my new viewers. It's a different type of video than I've done before. I mostly want to do gaming content on this channel, but I thought this was important to talk about, especially because I've had all these feelings inside of me stuck the past 10 years, and it's kind of incredible how different your life or my life can be in terms of the quality. So yeah, I'm much happier now, much more confident. I'm proud of myself, and I want you to be proud of yourself too. So good luck and take care. Bye.